the rudder! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The Hilton sale is on. Now through September 29th, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Long weekends, last-minute getaways, holiday gatherings. There's a Hilton stay for all of them. More moments, more experiences, more destinations. Now 20% off for a limited time because it matters where you stay. Don't wait. Book by September 29th and save up to 20% at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton for the stay.
We specialize in rescuing abandoned, abused, and neglected pit bulls. But we do rescue all kinds of dogs, and we have rescued some cats and a monkey in the past as well.
A monkey?
Yes.
These are the plaintiffs, Jason and Denise Crane. Jason says the defendant's vicious and uncontrollable dog lunged at his poor defenseless cat, savagely picked him up by his head, and took a bite so deep, blood spurted out and onto his shirt. His poor cat now has a hole in his head and a piece of his skull lodged deep in his sinuses. And the guy won't pay for his vet bills? Some people. They're suing the doggone guy for $2,271.99, the amount they're owed. This is the defendant, Craig Fields. He says it was all the plaintiff's idea to see if his rescue dog, Dexter, would get along with his cat, because the plaintiffs were considering adopting him and wanted to see how they reacted towards one another. He never would have sanctioned such a thing. The plaintiffs are going around slandering his good name on the internet, and everything that happened is 100% the plaintiff's fault. He's accused of a cat catastrophe. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for defamation of character.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Jason and Denise Crane?
Yep.
Yes. You are suing the New York Bully Crew, represented here by Craig Fields. You are the owner?
Yes.
Okay. For $2,271.99 in vet bills, defamation, and pain and suffering. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000 in defamation. First, I have to ask you, what is the New York Bully Crew?
We're a 501c3 rescue. We specialize in rescuing abandoned, abused, and neglected pit bulls. But we do rescue all kinds of dogs, and we have rescued some cats and a monkey in the past as well.
A monkey, okay.
Yes.
And all right, this particular dog.
Well, he's a service dog. He's not the dog
Dexter.
in question.
This is not
No,
the dog in question.
Correct.
Okay. And the dog in question, you've already placed somewhere?
Well, no, he's actually still up for adoption.
He's still up for adoption.
Yes.
And you didn't bring him here, why?
Well, because they said I couldn't bring him because he's not a service dog.
First of all, let me just tell you that I have every single day the animals in question in my courtroom. Okay? So I am pretty sure that no one on my staff told you cannot bring the animal because it's not a service animal. I don't know why you didn't actually bring me Dexter if you still have Dexter, other than maybe Dexter is not well behaved. But in any event, is this dog your service dog?
Yes.
You need a service dog?
Yes.
I don't know. You look like you're about to kick all of our behinds. But you need a service dog to do what? Calm your nerves?
Yeah.
You're a nervous fellow?
Yep, I'm nervous.
You don't strike me as a nervous fellow, pal. All right, what's going on, folks?
Well, driving home from the supermarket on a Saturday, see a sign for a pet fair, my kids want to go. So we go to the pet fair. I see Craig and this dog, Dexter. The dog was friendly with the kids. Him and I have a conversation. in essence, I could never adopt this dog. I have 3 kids, 2 cats, and a dog that I told him was temperamental also.
So why are you stopping at the pet fair with your 3 kids?
We were just stopping there to look at the animals.
You don't know what it's like to stop at a pet fair with kids? You know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, well,
all right.
So either way, he gives me a sales pitch about how great this dog is. It lived with 3 cats. It's the best dog I have, da-da-da, so forth. Do a meet and greet, he called it. We'll send a trained handler to your house to meet the animals. He has like a system that I guess he does, but when he sent the girl to the house to do the meet and greet, she told me it's the first meet and greet she's ever done. So she's on the phone with him getting details on how to go about the meet and greet. We get in the backyard after doing the walk around, and
is the person who did the meet and greet here? Okay, you can come on up because I'm going to be asking you questions in a second. Go ahead.
So we get in the backyard and we unleash the dogs per her instructions, and the
dogs plural?
My dog and the pit bull in question.
Okay.
We unleashed the dogs.
Is this the first time the dogs are looking at each other?
No, we walked around the block, whatever, for a half
Together.
hour. And so they kind of got to know each other a little bit. So we unleashed the dogs per her instructions. This dog, literally, I was putting the leash on the barbecue. The dog went straight up, grabbed the cat by his head.
How far?
I'm talking
Your
5
yard
feet.
is how big?
Well, the distance from where we're standing when we unleashed the dogs to the back door.
So like what, 12, 15 feet?
10 feet tops.
Okay.
The dog walked straight over to the cat. Before I even noticed that the cat's there.
Wait, hold up, stop.
All right, sorry.
So the cat is in the backyard?
The cat was sitting on the steps.
Okay, is your backyard fenced in or not?
Yes.
Okay, but you don't notice the cat when you're taking...
No, we did. Well, that was the thing, is we noticed the cat and we said, oh, my cat's name is Christian. I said, Christian's at the back door. Should we bring him in? She said, no, he's good with cats. So we took our dog off the leash. They took Dexter off the leash. The dog had no warning. He didn't bark. He didn't growl. He just walked right up to the cat. We thought it took the cat by the neck.
What did the dog do?
Grabbed the cat by the head. She ran over and grabbed the dog. At this point, this is how fast it happened, is that I wasn't even at the steps yet by the time she got the dog off. She got the dog to let go of the cat. The cat was stumbling around the backyard, trying to jump over the fence. He couldn't get over the fence. I guess he found a hole by the front. So we're running around like crazy. I grabbed the pet carrier. We're running around chasing, which I don't know where he got his information, but he claims that I said, let's see what happens. That's his big claim. I don't know what that means, but apparently I said, let's see what happens.
Did you?
Absolutely not. Not even close.
Isn't that what you're all
five of us
there
are
for, to see what happens?
Well,
exactly, but we're trusting that the representative from his organization that comes to my house to handle a pit bull, to meet my animals, is giving us the proper instructions.
And when she said, oh, he's really good with cats, then you folks,
well, it comes
and she made the decision to take everybody off
it turned
leash.
out that his only basis for this good with cats thing is just that the guy that surrendered him wrote on there that he's good with cats. That was it.
What happened with the cat? The cat then kind of
scurried off? The cat was gone for about 30 hours, maybe a little more. So we spent a good part of 2 days searching for this cat. All of my neighbors, everybody. She's out there in the middle of the night. Finally, we found him the next day around 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Where was the cat?
He was under a shed down the street from my house.
Okay, you tell me your side of this. Tell me about what happens. I've heard their perspective. I want to hear your perspective.
I went to their house with Dexter, and I explained to them we have certain steps that we take. First, we do an hour walk, and then we unleash the dogs in the backyard if the walk goes okay. When I told them that it would be an hour walk, the husband told me that that wasn't in their schedule for the day. So I had to call Craig and confirm with him to see if it would be okay if we only did a half an hour. So we took the half-hour walk. The dogs seemed fine. Everything went okay. And I said, okay, the next step would be to bring them into the backyard. So we went into the backyard. I took a look around, didn't see the cat. So the wife then noticed the cat and said, oh, honey, the cat's outside. And looked at me and said, is that okay? And I was like, oh, you might want to pick the cat up.
And then?
And I looked at the husband. He said, no, he's supposed to be good with cats. That's what Craig said. So let's see what happens. Once I saw the cat, I started to move over to the porch. At the time he got the cat, I was right there to get him off.
Right. Now, you took the cat you found the cat at the 30-hour mark and took the cat to the vet. Do you have the vet bills?
Yes.
So I can see what happened to the cat?
Could I say one
Yeah,
thing?
just a moment. Let me hear from you.
Well, I just wanted to say a couple of things. I mean, it's not customary that we would introduce a cat and a dog in a yard, and Chanel knows that.
If that's the protocol and she knows it, why didn't you put Dexter back on leash once?
Honestly, there was no time, to be honest.
Is your cat declawed?
Yes.
I didn't think that they would be outside if they were declawed.
Well,
No,
plenty of people have declawed cats that are outside.
No, I know.
It's not a great idea.
No, I know.
But it's particularly not a good idea if, in fact, you are introducing a pit bull into the backyard.
Correct.
The actual vet bills themselves are $147. What was wrong with the cat?
He had a cracked skull, and the bone went into his sinus.
Oh my gosh. I'm reading the notes from the doctor quoting you. Meet and greet turned into meet and eat.
I'd like to give him credit for that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that him?
That's his
Oh,
credit.
that's funny. Everybody's very lucky. Okay. Okay. You're suing for $1,000 for defamation of character. Can you explain that?
Yes. First of all, I never said, let's see what happens. That was his big thing. First my wife had put on Facebook that the dog killed the cat because we thought the dog killed the cat.
First, I inboxed New York Bully Crew on Facebook.
No, the other
The initial
messages...
one was private, and then I wanted to get out that the dog was not good with cats, and I wrote on their wall, I wrote, Dexter killed my cat. Do not trust him. I did write that.
Okay, you have that? Let's see what that is.
I'm just going to tell you, I have all of the defamation that they did to us.
Okay.
As far as
Do you have any records of the defamation you're suing for?
Yeah, this is his little forum that
Okay,
he let
and
everybody...
what is the defamation? What did he say about you?
He allowed everybody that's a member of his thing to write things like...
Wait,
won't be going to this S for brain.
You wrote in a social media, this is important because you got 3 girls behind you. I have 3 girls too, okay? So if we're gonna teach them, say it, forget it, write it, regret it, then we kind of gotta watch ourselves on social media too. So tell me, you wrote, his dog killed my cat, and then what did he do? He let other people...
No, he deleted all of our stuff, wrote his own version of the story, and then allowed people to comment only on this, not on our comments. Our comments were deleted
Okay, but it's his wall.
But it's about me, and then he allows everybody to bash me like it's a Jay Crane bashing
Okay,
forum
let me see
over
it.
there. That's
Let
what
me
this
see it.
is.
Let me see it.
And embarrassingly enough, there's somebody I know on there bashing me too.
Who took it to the Facebook level, to that childish level?
I did because I couldn't get a hold of him. So I first
So what did you...
inboxed him
Wait, I
initially.
want to know, does anybody have what she wrote on the wall the first time?
Yes, I do. This is the very first one, when we posted a picture of Dexter. That's the first thing that she said.
This here?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so now, I want to get to your defamation claim. What did he say that constitutes legal defamation? Did he lie about you?
He lied about me
Lied about you how?
by stating that I was responsible for the dog attack. I said, it's okay, let him attack my cat of 10
he said
years.
that you said, okay, it's okay, let him attack my cat?
It never happened, and he
No,
wrote
stop. Listen to what you're saying. Did he say, you said, let's see what happens?
Yes.
Or did he say, you said, let that dog attack my cat?
It's the same thing. Let's
No,
see what
it's
happens
not.
is what he says I said.
What did he say?
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey. 11 years. So the question, is the defendant responsible for these vet bills? What do you think?
I don't think so, because it was invited in, so she had to know.
Well, that's fair enough. The dog was invited in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If you're invited in, then it can't be her fault if she gave consent.
Kind of dumb, though, that the cat's declawed and they still invited the dog in, right?
This is true.
What do you think?
That was very, that was very cruel.
Cruel?
Cruel to hurt the poor cat.
But it was a dog, not the person.
Yeah, that's right, the person.
So sue the pit bull.
Sure.
Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
I said to the both of them we should pick up the cat, and he said no. Craig said Dexter's good with cats. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so that's where he gets it from.
It's a
So
lie.
how is it him imposing a lie on you in a public forum to besmirch your
lying to you right now. And my daughters were there
and
also.
then now you have a counterclaim against them for $5,000 for defamation of character. Show me what you want me to look at on
Well,
Facebook.
it's all there. That my dog killed their cat, viciously killed their cat, and I'm lucky it wasn't their children. So,
okay,
the cat...
and what lie did they state?
The cat was dead. It wasn't dead.
Okay,
That's a lie.
we know about that. Is there anything
Oh,
else?
well, yeah, let me
Yes,
just
okay,
hand
hand that back to him a second.
Thank you. Thanks. That I wasn't returning their calls. Oh, he's a coward. He blocked me from defending myself.
Okay, folks, these are
Okay.
all.
No,
this
all
is
right,
America.
all right, so-
you guys
so-
can trash each other like
Right,
children on
all right,
Facebook.
so that the
Girls,
cat was
don't
dead.
do this. Okay, this is really bad. Like, don't trash people on Facebook and then later turn around and say, "Oh, I didn't know that somebody was going to read it." Yeah, y'all took to a public little forum, and then yes, 600 people start going and putting their 2 cents. That is Facebook. Okay. But other than the cat is dead, which they thought the cat was because they couldn't find
We're a rescue. We survive on donations when dogs get adopted.
Yeah.
And they're going on my page saying that my dog killed their cat. So who's going to want to adopt a dog from us if our dog is going to people's houses and killing cats? When it didn't happen. Of course we deleted the comment because the cat wasn't dead.
Right. Okay, but you're suing for $5,000. That's why I'm pointing out that you immediately ameliorated the situation for yourself by deleting it off of your wall, which is your perfect right. Don't get me wrong. But show me $5,000 worth of damages.
Well, I mean,
okay. This dog came to my home today. Okay, this dog came to my home today and killed my cat. Just glad it
I'm
was
just
not.
laughing because our mouth is so big.
I'm sorry.
Your mouth is huge in the.
Is it? I guess in the printing, it's like 1-point font. All right. This dog came to my home today and killed my cat. Just glad it was not my children. We are all heartbroken. In addition, we all, including my children, had to witness the dog killing my cat. The trainer had stated that this dog grew up with 3 cats. Obviously, he was lying. The rescue did not even call us back when we wanted to tell them what happened. Do you have a phone record that you called them back?
Yes, I do. There's a phone record. I called him at 402. His number's 880.
What's wrong?
I called him at 405.
He calls you.
Yep.
So why are you saying that he never called you back? He called
The incident happened at 1 o'clock.
That was after I texted
Okay, but you
him.
understand the difference between he never called me back and he called me back 3 hours later?
But I didn't know he called me back because my husband was sleeping for work.
Yeah, but you
and he
said it in
called his
court
cell
today.
phone.
You said it in
He said he was
court
looking
today.
for the cat the
I
whole time.
texted
How
him
could he be
about the
sleeping?
vet bills, and he called me to yell at me and basically tell me to shut
Okay.
up.
All right, folks, let's discuss a couple of things. First of all, I want to tell you, and this is really important to me, that I am really sorry for what you and your children had to witness. And I tell you this as someone who rescued a dog who belonged to a neighbor who the police were going to take. And in order to help my neighbors, I brought that dog into my yard. Someone else opened a door. My declawed cat came out, and my declawed cat did not fare as well as your declawed cat. And it happened in front of my 3 girls when they were that age. So trust me when I tell you that I am not insensitive to the pain that you folks went through. Okay? And maybe that is something that contributes to my understanding that they are animals. And as much as we love our pets and as much as we are animal lovers, everybody just needs to be a little more careful than everybody was. And by everybody, I do mean everybody. All right? I don't have to come to the conclusion of whether or not he actually said, let's see what happens. Because I know what did happen by everybody's testimony is that the dogs were brought into the backyard and that dog was taken off of a leash. So it was wrong on both your parts. As far as I am concerned, the 2 vet bills, okay, this is not a pain and suffering case, even though when I say that, I cannot tell you how much I sympathize with your pain and your suffering, okay? This is not that kind of a case. This is, from what I have seen on everybody's little Facebook entries, this is not a defamation case on either of your parts, so 0 on the defamation claim. What I am most concerned with are the vet bills. And the way I'm going to rule, because I think it's really important for everybody here to get the message, is that you're splitting the vet bills. I find in favor of the plaintiffs in this case for half of the vet bills, $125.99. And as for the counterclaim, I don't think that people venting what they believe to be true on Facebook, lucky for everyone in this room, is a lawsuit. Good luck, folks.
Well, so they'll be splitting the vet bills. Fair?
No, not fair.
Why not?
It's not fair. When you trust a handler to handle the animal, she should be responsible for handling the animal, period.
How traumatized? I saw
She
tears
was
in your
crying
eyes.
all night, this one. This
Girl,
one was up crying all night. All night long, crying.
Tell us what it was like.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. That's all right. Head right around the corner this way, and let's see what the dog rescuers have to say. Hey, doggy, I'm not going to pet the dog.
That's all right.
Is that okay? If I did, you'd be friendly?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Splitting the vet bills?
I mean, we would have did that anyway. So the reason why we didn't is because they were took it to Facebook instead
What
of...
about changing your protocol when you introduce a dog like this or any dog to cats?
Well, I mean, we just didn't follow protocol. It would have been on the leash, and she did see the cat, and when she
survey the area.
Well, that's the
looking
only
for
thing
any...
that she didn't do correctly was make sure that there was no cats in the backyard. But that's human error. Sometimes that happens.
All right, Harvey.
So the judge said that there's no pain and suffering in this case. That's because I think the law is stupid, but pets are not considered like human beings. They're property. And under the law, you can't award pain and suffering for property. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
When your investors, customers, and workers demand more from your business, make it happen with SAP. The AI-powered capabilities of SAP can help you streamline costs, connect with new suppliers, and manage payroll, even when your business is being pulled in different directions. To deliver a quality product at a fair price, while paying your people what they're worth too, so your business can stay unfazed. Learn more at sap.com/uncertainty.
This is the plaintiff, Shamika Giles. She says she rented an apartment from the defendant, and the crazy lady was a no-good busybody who invaded her privacy. That's right, the woman would show up and barge into the apartment unannounced anytime she had the urge. Now that she's moved out, the defendant won't return her security, and that's why she's here today, suing the shady lady for the $1,350 she's owed. This is the defendant, Karen Middleton. She says she went to the apartment one day for an inspection, and the plaintiff didn't answer the door. Instead, another person she didn't know came to the door, and when she asked who she was, she told her she lived there. The place was in disarray. The plaintiff ended up leaving without any notice whatsoever, and is crazy if she thinks she deserves her security back. She's accused of disrespecting a tenant's privacy. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,350 for past due rent.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant was a snoop who was supposed to be a landlord, but acted crazy by barging into the apartment unannounced. The defendant says she was a nightmare tenant who bailed without notice. It's the case of Mi Casa, not Su Casa.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Shamika Giles?
Yes.
You are suing Karen Middleton for $1,350, your security deposit back that, according to you, she was supposed to send to you and didn't. Tell me what happened.
Okay, basically, when I first moved into the apartment, it was the end of October for November 1st. And she entered my apartment 3 times without announcement. The first time was on a Saturday. She just barged in, and her girlfriend said that you can't just barge in.
Her girlfriend said, who is her girlfriend, the person sitting there?
Yes.
Said to whom?
She said it to Karen. She
Okay.
told her, she said, you can't just barge in unannounced. That was the first instance.
Yeah, but why were they there?
Because she said she heard water in the bathroom, like the toilet was overflowing.
Okay.
So that's why she came in, but she never contacted me. She just
I got it.
barged
So
in.
then what happened?
Second instance, my friend that I known for 10 years, usually she came to stay with me just for a couple of nights, spend a night like I can have company. She never once lived in the residence. She lived with her boyfriend. So one morning when I was going to work, she spent the night. She told me, she said, you know, your landlord just came again in the apartment and without notice, and she knew you wasn't there because I was at work.
What had happened? What did she tell you had happened?
She asked, was Shamika there? And my friend said no, and she just left. So then I went away on vacation. I had my friend and her boyfriend. My friend stayed the night there. They were checking on my dog. So my friend just house sit for me. But she lived around the corner. So I get a call from my friend saying, you know, your landlord just barged in because she was entering the apartment, so I put like a crate.
But why was your friend still there?
She was she came there to finish picking up her stuff from when she housed in because I got back in time.
Okay, now these folks think that you were subletting the place.
I was never subletting the place.
Because they went twice and found another family in there.
There was never another family in there, nothing. My friend and her boyfriend and his son lived around the corner. I was never subletting that apartment. It was just me, myself, and my dog. That's it.
Do you have a lease with them?
I asked her for a copy of the lease. She never gave me a copy.
Did you sign a lease?
I signed a lease, and she was supposed to give me a copy.
Do you have a copy of the lease?
Yes.
May I see it? All right, so go on.
So my friend said she came in, bust open, and was like, who are you? And just being very irate. So when I got home, they said, we need to speak to you. And it was 11 o'clock at night. Her and her girlfriend came up to my apartment and said to me, it's not gonna work. You need to be out by December 31st. And I said, I agreed. I said, okay, because I was happy to get out there because I was very unhappy there. It felt very unsafe. So I was happy, and she agreed to give me my security deposit back. So I was—
You specifically discussed that?
Yes.
And then you moved out.
And then on December 7th, that's when I was taking—
December 7th?
December 7th, I started taking some stuff out. December 7th, I started taking some stuff out. December 31st is when my bedroom and everything, my bedroom set and everything came out. Then what happened was I had to rush to the hospital because my mother was unresponsive. So I rushed to the hospital.
On December 31st?
Yes, I was in the hospital with my mother on the 31st. So I went there and I told Karen, I specifically told her that I would have the rest of my clothes and everything out by 9 o'clock in the morning on the 1st because I was up at the hospital, which January 1st, which I had everything out.
When did you finally have everything out?
9 o'clock, January 1st.
9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes. I had everything out of that apartment.
Was somebody else moving in on the 1st?
I had no knowledge of that.
All right, so you tell her you'll have everything out by 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Are you doing this by text or by telephone?
I spoke to her directly on the phone and told her that everything would be out at a place by 9 o'clock. Then I text her, I had left the keys, everything in the mailbox, everything. I text her January 4th, and I told her specifically, I have the copy of the text message. I said to her, I have all of my things out of that apartment.
But you're saying that on January 4th?
Yes, I said that to her, but—
Let me see the text. Let me hear your story.
December 31st, I was outside in front of the house. I see her outside, and she told me that she's moving and that she will have the rest of her things out by the 1st, the following day. I said to her, what do you mean you leaving? You moving? How you do that and you don't give me 30-day notice?
Had you ever told her that it wasn't working out?
Nope, I never told her that she had to leave. When I went up to the apartment and spoke to her, it was about her having someone live there because I spoke to the—
What made you think that the person was living there?
When I would come home from work and see her going in the apartment. So I went and I knocked on the door and I spoke to her through the door. And I asked her, I said, are you living here? Because I see you, come here all the time. I'm seeing you here all the time. Do you live here? She said, yeah, I live here. The guy that was with her said he doesn't live there. She says, but I do. I live here. And I said, well, Shamika's not supposed to have no one else living in here.
Do you have a witness?
Well, no one was there when I asked her that. I have a witness to when we went upstairs and spoke to her.
Okay, come on up. Tell me what happened when they went upstairs and spoke. When you went upstairs and spoke.
We were sitting in the living room and we were watching TV. We saw the family get out of a cab. It was a young lady, a guy, and a child. Get out the cab and come upstairs. At this point, we had already had suspicions that somebody was living there.
Right.
Every night for the last 2 weeks, they would come every night.
Every night? Well, that's not a suspicion. That's evidence.
Right.
I don't understand why you call it a suspicion.
Well, because we wanted to confirm it. So what happened was we went upstairs, we knocked on the door. They were in the kitchen cooking, and Karen said, I'm the landlord. Is Shamika there? She says, no, she's not there. And we said, well, can we come in? She said yes. She opened the door, and she asked who she were. The lady said, well, I'm her sister or cousin. I'm not sure which one it was. And Karen said, well, are you living here? And she said, yes, I'm living here. And as she stated, the guy said, no, I'm not living here. Neither is my son. But the lady said she was. And then immediately she said, well, have Shamika call us as soon as she get in.
Okay. And so when Shamika comes in, you guys talk to her at what time?
It probably was about 9, because actually it wasn't that night, because that night it was really late. So it might have been the following evening.
Okay. And what day of the month is this? Do we know?
Like the end of November.
Okay, and so you say to her what?
When her and I went in there, we decided that I would speak because she was kind of upset and she get jumbled up with her words. And Shamika and I had a good, speaking relationship. So I approached Shamika. I said, well, these are the reasons why we're here. The first thing is that we noticed you have somebody living here. And she immediately said, well, she wasn't living here. It wasn't a permanent situation, and I have that on tape.
You have that on tape?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What state are you from?
Excuse me?
Hold on. New York, one-party consent. Let's hear it. Sometimes you can take people, and sometimes you can't.
So when can a landlord barge into an apartment unannounced?
I think never, because I think they need a search warrant to do that.
Well, okay, landlords can't get a search warrant, but does anybody think there's any circumstance where a landlord can go in unannounced? Anybody? Okay.
I say if there's an emergency, he should be allowed to go in.
Okay, like what kind?
Well, this might be a little extreme, but if there's a fire or something and they don't know about it, the landlord should have to go in there.
Like a burst pipe?
Yeah, he has to warn the tenant.
Fair point. Fair point. Going inside the courtroom.
You happen to hail from the state of New York, where only one party has to consent to being taped, and you're the one party who taped. Okay. So I can hear it. Okay. If you were in Florida, you'd be getting arrested on a third-degree felony right now.
Thank God we're in New York.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I don't want no drama in this house. And you can have as many visitors as you want, but all I know is that it's been a lot of lies and deceitful stuff from you since you've been here. And 1 month, they said a bad check you wrote for the first month's rent. The second thing is the fact that you backed out on your commitment to buy this furniture when you already was living in it. The third thing is that you had a small dog, but really you had that's a big dog does. He's destroying the property. The fourth thing is that you had somebody living up here against our rules and against what we agreed on. But I can assure you that situation is gone. What I should have told you was something very temporary to help her out. This is not nothing perfect at all. Let me just say this, okay? This is what's going to happen, all right?
Who's talking now?
We're going to talk and we're going to see what's going to happen. But as of right now, this is a month-to-month. This is not a year's lease, okay? That dog has got to be contained. If we find out that this dog is destroying our carpet, that dog is out of here. Okay? The second thing is we want nobody with the keys to our house. Listen to me. We live here, okay? We don't know who you roll with. Whoever our safety is in jeopardy, our peace is in jeopardy, and so are our other tenants that's upstairs.
Press pause.
We don't want no drama in the...
I got to tell you, this sounds a little different than the story you were telling us in here, doesn't it? Doesn't sound like they just barge in and just find a guest coincidentally twice. It sounds like you're confessing to them, I am sorry, I was wrong. It was a temporary situation. I was trying to help her out. It was not permanent. I was wrong for not telling you, but she's gone. The situation's over. I mean, that's very different from the story you told. That sounds like you just point blank lied to me right now. What's your answer?
She was only there temporarily. She was not.
You can't sublet temporarily. You can't live there temporarily. You can't have somebody else living with you temporarily without letting the landlords know. I mean, it's not even a matter of notice. It's a matter of just pure breach of a lease that you have. Now, you're telling her before that, well, now we've got a month-to-month situation. Or you don't. You can't just magically turn a lease into a month-to-month because you say so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and but either way, I don't trust you because I caught you red-handed in a lie in my courtroom. And I don't like that. So I don't really believe that you told them in the beginning of December that they told you you had to move when I'm hearing all the other stuff that I heard in that tape. Okay. Now, what's your counterclaim?
Well, I had put in for the month's rent, but
that's what you're taking the security deposit
security,
for.
yes.
Right. My verdict is for the defendants.
Thank you.
Well, let me ask the plaintiff something. When the judge says she can't trust you, is that good or bad?
That sounded bad.
Yeah,
but,
that's bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, how come your story didn't jive with the evidence?
I really think that I was owed that because she agreed to send me the security deposit through a text message that she told me to send me the forwarding address.
You bent the rules a little bit living there, and you can't just walk out. So you understand the ruling, right? Okay. All right, you head right down this way. All right, so come on in here and tell me you're satisfied how this is finally resolved?
Yes, I am.
What's your comment on the testimony and behavior of that plaintiff tenant?
She's really she's a liar. I've caught her in numerous lies. Within the 1 month that she was there, I felt like I made a big mistake, and I'm just glad justice was served. Yeah.
Harvey?
Here's what's important. If somebody else is going to live in your apartment, you better get it in the lease. period. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
For the first time ever, you can get all of ESPN in the new ESPN app, along with Disney Plus and Hulu, with one incredible offer. The most live sports, biggest blockbusters, and most talked about shows. Get it all in one bundle for $29.99 a month for 12 months. Visit Disney Plus Hulu ESPNBundle.com for details. Ad-supported plan auto renews at regular price. Currently $35.99 a month, subject to change. Unless canceled. Ends 1/5/26. Terms apply.
This is the plaintiff, Alex Levitsky. He says he rents out luxury cars to people looking for a thrill, and he hired the defendant to drive one of the cars and drop it off for a client. Unfortunately, the guy rear-ended his brother, who was driving a different car in front of him. Needless to say, there was extensive damage. The defendant started paying it off and then just stopped and disappeared. Well, he can't outrun the long arm of the law, and that's why he's here today, suing for the $1,518.10 he's still owed. This is the defendant, Robert Simmons. He says he was following the plaintiff's brother, who stopped abruptly because he was lost, and he crashed into him. The mishap was his brother's fault. Besides, he doesn't understand why the plaintiff doesn't have insurance on his expensive cars when he has it on his crummy old car, and he owes nothing. He's accused of rear-ending a luxury car.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff has these luxury cars he rents out, hired the defendant to take one to a client, and the defendant rear-ends the plaintiff's brother. The defendant says it was the plaintiff's brother's fault. It's the case of, you rear-ended me, bro.
You're welcome. Alex Levitsky, you are suing Robert Simmons for $1,518.10 that you say he owes you for damage to a car that you own. Tell me what happened.
Well, we had an order to deliver some vehicles to a client of ours up in Cleveland.
Who's us?
A luxury car rental company that I own.
You own a company that does what?
We rent out luxury vehicles.
Okay. And you had an order to deliver some luxury vehicles for rental out in Cleveland, which is how far from where you are?
About an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. And I was short my regular guy, so Alexi said that he has a friend who would be more than willing to do it. And I knew Rob previously.
Wait, who said that?
My brother.
What's your brother's name?
Alexi.
What's your name?
Alex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ran out of names? Ran out of creativity?
No, we're from Russia. When our names were transferred into English translation, they became very similar, but in Russia, they're quite different.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
But anyway, I asked him if he had full coverage insurance, since they're the ones primary.
Who's they?
The driver's insurance is the one that covers in case of an accident.
Okay, so you were going to hire him and who else?
And my brother.
And your brother, who's not an owner in the company.
That is correct.
So you were going to pay your brother and you were going to pay him?
That is correct.
And how much were you going to pay them?
About $10 an hour.
Okay, and then what happens?
We deliver the vehicles. Then 5 days later, we're supposed to pick them back up. On our way from picking them back up.
Did you know him, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Did you know his driving record? Did you know anything about him? I mean,
yeah, I knew he was a close friend of my brother's, and they've been friends for quite a while, so I was acquainted with him. And then while they were driving on the way back, I went to go drop a car off, and my brother calls me and says that Rob rear-ended him. So I arrived.
What kind of car was he driving?
Who, Rob or
Rob.
He was driving an Infiniti FX35.
And what kind of car was your brother driving?
BMW Z4.
And both of them belong to your company?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, go on.
And according to my brother, Rob saw a girl on the right that distracted him, and he ended up rear-ending Alexi. They called me as soon as it happened.
How does your brother know that?
Because Rob told him.
Okay, so you say to me that your brother said to you that Rob said to him.
That is correct, yes.
Go ahead.
That is
it's a little bit of hearsay. All right, so
correct,
go on.
Yes. When I arrived, I looked at the damage. It was extensive.
It was or it wasn't?
To the BMW was pretty severe.
That's the one your brother was driving or the one he was driving?
No, that's the one my brother was driving.
Okay.
The trunk was pushed in, and so was the bumper.
Do you have pictures?
No, I do not.
Okay.
When I arrived, Rob said he did not want to call the police, and when he called his insurance company, they said that he only had liability. And I specifically asked him if he had full coverage insurance, because in the state of Ohio, it carries on over to any vehicle that you're driving. And he found out that he did not, so he said he was going to start making payments and pay it off.
Why don't you make them, like, why don't you make your drivers show you their insurance?
Well, there was a little bit of trust there on that end. You know,
how'd that work out for you? How old is
obviously.
he? How old is he?
21.
Okay. How old are you?
27.
Okay. What happened? How pretty was she?
So if somebody rear ends the other person, is the person bringing up the rear automatically responsible?
Yes, they are all guilty, and we are all guilty for even driving cars in the first place.
Well, okay, a little extreme. Automatically guilty?
Yes.
Because?
Because it's the law.
What if the person in front backs up? Ah! Going inside the courtroom.
How did the accident happen?
We drove to Cleveland, and then on the way back, Alex split up with us, and I was driving behind Alexi, and he was driving the Z4, I was driving the Infinity, and we came up to a stop, and I bumped into the back of his car.
Why did you bump into the back of his car?
I believed because he stopped very abruptly.
According to your answer to the complaint, you say he stopped very abruptly because he said he wasn't used to the feeling of the car.
Might have had
He said that?
brakes. Yes, at the time. We were kind of just yelling at each other, like, a lot, so I don't...
Did you have insurance to cover this?
No, I had liability.
You think he needed to have insurance. Tell me about that.
I thought that he would have to cover it since it was his car, but...
So your defense is that his brother stopped abruptly, so the accident isn't your fault?
I guess so.
Did you pay him any money?
I did. I don't remember the exact amount. I'm sure he
How much money did he pay you?
Paid me around $400.
Do you have some texts you wanted me to see?
Yes, the text was just confirming that
Let me see them.
And that first text came in at about December 6th. Is the last time we talked until the beginning of September. That's how long he was MIA.
Did he ask you beforehand whether you had insurance?
Yes.
And you told him yes?
Yes. I was under the impression that I did have full coverage.
So you knew when you took the job that if anything happened, it would be on you because he's asking you if you were covered, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm not the smartest person in the world, like, clearly.
Here's text where you're saying, you'll get your money as soon as I'm on my feet. You act like a guy who thinks that it's his fault. You pay him $400. You told him that you were fully covered. Turns out you're not fully covered. And then you're saying it's his fault because he's not fully covered when you told him you were when you weren't. Let me see the receipts for the car. Did you have the work done?
Yes, we did.
What did you actually pay?
What is on there is what it actually cost us.
Who did you pay that to?
The guy that comes around that does all of our dents, things.
Okay, got it. All right, folks. You guys had a very clear understanding that if something happened, it would be on you because you admit that the guy asked you, are you insured to be able to drive these cars? And then as it turns out, the insurance that you had didn't cover it. I mean, it's not like you could say, oh, I thought that when I was driving his car, he'd be responsible for it. I didn't know that was the agreement. You can't really say that in this situation, okay? I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,518.10. That's my verdict.
Well, he crashed the car and he's going to have to pay for it, so step on in here. Your reaction to the outcome of this case here?
I just feel like I just didn't have a good defense. And
No, it wasn't a very good defense because there was rear end damage on the car in front of you.
Yeah.
Right. And so you think it was his fault for stopping suddenly?
I do.
Right. Yeah. So what happened to your friendship with the plaintiff's brother now?
It's terminated. We're not really good friends at all.
Because of this accident?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And some other extremities, but...
Okay. Right. Thanks. Okay, so you hired him?
Yeah. Well, won't make that mistake again.
What was the mistake, exactly?
Hiring friends.
Okay. So these are like luxury vehicles, really fancy, mint condition.
That is
What would it cost to like chauffeur Officer McIntosh around in like a Mercedes for an hour or so?
About $150 an hour.
Harvey?
Well, legally, there is a strong presumption the person bringing up the rear is indeed legally responsible.